What's going on, guys? Veve back with another video. Today we're going to be talking about the PILI fantasy price predictions. We're going to be talking about how we did on the price predictions yesterday. We're going to be talking about some of the AMA news, and we're going to get right into the video.
Disclaimer: we are not professionals. We are not financial advisors. This is not financial advice. Do your own due diligence and enjoy the video.
Welcome back, everybody. You know, we got to start by thanking all the YouTube subs. I think we're like 5.3K. Can't thank you guys enough. We also got to thank everybody in the Patreon. Thank you to everybody supporting us through the Patreon. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Let's
get into it. So we had this drop today. How did it go for you? The DC Cover Girls Series 2?
I had to move my car and I went to do it and my car battery was dead. So I had to get my car. Yeah, I had to get it jump started or whatever. And I met the person who was helping me jump start it. And then I checked my phone right after it started and it was 10:01 or something. So I was like, of course.
Tough.
So
That's
yeah,
really
I
tough.
Completely missed it. One of my friends happened to, little dub for him today. I think he got Wonder Woman. So shout out to him for that. Nice little pickup. But yeah, I missed the drop. How'd it go for you?
I went for it and it was sold out instantly and I did not get anything. Let us know in the comments down below if you guys got anything. And if you're holding, I don't know how I feel about this set. I didn't get to talk about it yesterday on the video because I couldn't make it, but I mean, it doesn't have any first appearances. I do think the set looks nice. The only problem is if Veve keeps releasing these appearances, how valuable are they going to be? Because I mean, how many Harley Quinns are there already? 10? This is a 10th Harley Quinn in the app. So
something like that. There's so many. Yeah.
So it's going to get to the point where there's going to be probably 20, 30 of each of these characters, maybe even more. So I mean, it is kind of getting to the point where how much should we really be paying for a second appearance? I mean, it is a decently cheap set because for the MCP, but the MCP isn't going to be out until probably June. And they said it might not even be out by June. So I don't know. So some of that AMA recap, they talked about bots a lot. They talked about how money transfer license is going to be opening up to another small group. So the second wave of people, which is going to be happening next week. So, I mean, that's nice depending on how many people they update it to, because if there's only about 10 people added or something, that wouldn't be too great. But hopefully we start seeing some more maybe influencers getting it or something, because I think, or not just I'm not saying us, I don't care if we get it at all. I'm just saying somebody that can actually talk about it on YouTube.
Yeah.
I'm hoping somebody like that ends up getting it, but we'll have to see what happens. There honestly wasn't a ton of news in the AMA I thought there was going to be, but
yeah,
I mean,
if
we didn't
if
learn
there's
stuff.
Yeah, if there's anything specifically in the AMA that you guys think is really important, go ahead and leave it in the comments down below. We'll get to it and make sure to mention that in a future video. But I did listen to the whole thing, and I mean, nothing stuck out.
Yeah, nothing really did stick out. I mean, compared to some of the AMAs we used to get, with a lot more information, I feel it seems like we're definitely getting less information than we used to, which I definitely understand, because they're probably trying to hide some information from Recur and other platforms that are competing. Yeah. But I mean, at the same time, we kind of need to know what's happening with this money transfer license, considering we were promised. I mean, I wouldn't say promise. They didn't say I promise it'll be here, but they were saying it was going to be here last year. And now they're still saying they never gave us a date, and they're just opening it to the second wave when we thought we'd probably be through this by now. A little disappointing, but they also said that the OMI staking and master collectors, I said, is going to be maybe June, or hopefully before June. They said don't hold them to that, which is also a little disappointing. But then also they said that there's going to be MTL before OMI to NFT, which was one of the main things I was pretty surprised about, because I thought there was going to be OMI to NFT way before MTL. So maybe it's working good. I think they also said that in the AMA that MTL is has worked 100% for everybody that's had it, which is good. So
yeah, that's nice to hear. Also, gotta give Veve some praise where due. I know they're working hard. Shout out to Veve. They've been killing it. But yeah, definitely. I mean, excited to see where this year takes us, because this is just the beginning. Yeah,
we're definitely super bullish on it. I'm just kind of trying to give them a little backlash, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, but let us know what you guys thought about that AMA. It was decent. Overall, it was decent. And I mean, they did talk about bots a lot, which I didn't really
I think
care too much about, but
yeah, like I didn't really care so much about it since they released the article, but I do think it's nice for everybody who's really like upset about the bot stuff and always talking about that. And I don't know, I think it's nice to finally have just like that article. If you guys haven't seen it, I roughly went over it in yesterday's video, but if you want to check it out, I'd definitely recommend it because they do give a lot of details in there. But yeah, overall, do you want to do a quick recap of our price predictions from yesterday?
Yes, sir. I also wanted to add that they did talk about the dirty gems, and they said that they don't care if we're like buying gems on and off the app. Just like you have to be super careful, and that's not like they're not restricting every count that just gets sent gems. So just keep that in mind. But for the price predictions, we were saying around 65. You might have said a little bit higher for this, or around 65, and it's sitting around 73. The Wonder Woman, I said around 135. Ben said a little bit higher than 135, and it ended up being 220. Again, we're kind of looking at that second appearance. How much is that actually worth? And looking at those DC Artist Alleys, they were lower than our price prediction. So, I mean, now these new ones are sitting higher than we expected. So, I don't know if they should drop a little bit, but I mean, these are obviously looking cooler than the DC Artist Alley. So it's kind of hard.
Hard. I think they'll continue to drop a little bit though, because with all the drops we've seen recently, they've continued to kind of drop as, you know, time's gone on. Even like the Marvel Mighties, the Spider-Man, I noticed went up to like 220 and now it's back at like 180, kind of chilling again. And so I feel like, you know, just because they're saturating the market with all of these new drops, I don't think we'll see any crazy pumps in these, but maybe there's some like opportunities in these in the future when maybe they dip a little more or something like that. But overall, just there's nothing crazy significant about these. They look great. These are super nice collectibles, but in terms of like the tags or whatever they have, there's no first appearances, nothing crazy sticking out in here. And so, yeah, for those reasons, we just don't think they're really gonna, you know, perform crazy in the secondary market. And they haven't really gone crazy so far because the Harley Quinn is like, was it what, 370
345?
Yeah, so that's lower than our estimate, and people thought our estimates were really low to begin with. So yeah,
I mean, I don't know, it's definitely coming back to that like second appearance thing, because if Veve drops a bunch of these collectibles, then these will go down. But I mean, if they don't drop any more Wonder Woman for the next couple of years, which I do not think is likely, but if they don't drop any for a couple of years, then this will still definitely pump up. It's just, I don't think that's going to happen considering that this is a 10th Harley Quinn, but we'll have to see. Moving on to the,
Sorry, I do want to add, like, I do think as they, you know, say they release like 20 Harley Quinns, I think the most valuable will be determined by the first appearance, maybe a second appearance or something like that, or anything with like early season 1 type significance. And then besides that, I'm guessing 1 or 2 will kind of be the like grail in terms of like how they look. Like the best looking one, the first appearance, and maybe any other significant ones if they're in like season 1, or the artist is significant, like we've seen with Todd Mack and like Darwin Cook or whatever, and all these other like Joe Mad, or I don't know if Joe Mad's the perfect example, but you guys, I think, know what I'm talking about. But yeah, let's get into these PILI Fantasy War of Dragon collectibles here.
Also, I wanted to say that this rope, I wish we would have seen that collectible that was already dropped like we were looking at before, because I do think this rope kind of gives it a little less value just because it makes it look a little weird to me. But I mean, you never know. Some people could like the rope.
It looks like it might kind of like shimmer in the showroom. I haven't seen that piece in the showroom, but let us know in the comments down below if you own this and the rope like looks good in the showroom, because I'd agree with Carter to some extent. Like I think it's unique for a collectible, but the one we are looking at definitely looked, I don't know, just a little cooler to me. But I'm not, you know, no complaints.
But, all right, so finally we're getting to the price predictions, and we're going to be looking at the common first, which has 12,000 editions. We're thinking it's going to be sitting around 125 to 150. For the uncommon, we're thinking it's going to be sitting around 150 to 175. For the rare, we're thinking it's going to be sitting around 225 to 275. And for the ultra, we're thinking it's going to be sitting 420 to 500.
Yes.
But
Yeah, but a couple notes. First off, there's nothing to compare these to really in the app. We haven't seen anything dropped on the app like this before, because some other things that people might consider specific to different regions, maybe like the Lotus Dragon or the Dragon Girl or something like that, aren't completely comparable just because they're more like centerpiece artwork type stuff, whereas this is tied to like a TV show. And so it's difficult to begin with to do these price predictions. And then another factor, which you want to get into that.
Yeah. So another factor is in the AMA, David Yu was hyping these boys up like crazy. He was talking about them for a decent amount of time. So I do think these are probably going to be set higher than the values we just gave them. We were giving them more of like a true market value, but because of the hype, we're thinking that these could probably go to like for the common 250, 300 for the uncommon, 450 for the rare, and for the ultra rare could get up to like 700, even though I mean, realistically, David Yu is hyping it up. And I think that they could maybe get a little hype. Like maybe they should have a little bit of hype because we don't know, like, because we're not in the Asian market, but people are going to be buying these just because they're expecting them to perform super well in the Asian market. I mean, this has a 6.8 out of 10 rating for the show, which
nothing crazy.
Yeah, nothing super crazy, but I mean, there are the real statues, and there are the real statues in real life that have like 200 mints of each one. And like those, I think, go for like a couple thousand. So
I think the real life collectibles are even hard to compare to, because I think Carter mentioned that David Yu was kind of talking about this too. I think in the AMA or something, about how he was kind of negotiating with PILI Fantasy about like how many mints to do. And like Carter said, the real life collectibles that we could compare these to, I'm pretty sure are a lot more scarce than these. And so it makes it difficult. And also, kind of based around that hype that Carter was mentioning, you know, the first prices we gave you are like our lower estimate if there isn't really any hype. And these are kind of just, I don't know, taken at face value, I guess. But the second values we gave are with the hype. And that's kind of based on what we've seen with like Ultraman, how Ultraman 7 randomly jumped from like 110 up to like 800 overnight because people thought that opening up to Asia, Ultraman would be a heavily demanded collectible and stuff. And I think we've also seen a kind of hype around Voltron, I think, too, for like localization and opening up to like the Asian region. And so if we see that type of hype, it's very possible that these could be going for the prices we mentioned, second. But that's just something we wanted to note. Because we really can't tell which direction this is going to go. And I think there is potential for these to be hyped up and go absolutely bonkers. So
I mean, realistically though, I don't know, because I don't think these are as popular as we're going to think they are just because of David Yu talking about them. And I do think they're like the Ghostbusters. Like I think they're a popular name, but I don't think like they're going to be buying Ghostbusters over Superman or something like that. Like, I don't think these should go crazy. I think they should be at the value that we said before, just because we gave them a little bit of love in the prices. But I mean, there's still nobody in the app is really collecting PILI Fantasy. So if anybody watching this video knows any more details about PILI Fantasy or something we've missed, or you are from a like region in Asia or something, you have a better idea of like what the market demand for these might be like when it opens up to the Asian region, please let us know in the comments down below, because we're really trying to get, to gauge like what these will be worth when it opens up to that region. Because I don't know, we just want to be a little more like open-minded about that, because I remember we were talking about this before we were filming about Ultraman and how we used to talk about Ultraman, and we would mention how it might, moon when we open up to other regions, and we'd have people saying like, yeah, I'm from China, or I'm from Japan, or I'm from somewhere in Asia, and it's not as popular as you guys are saying and stuff like that. So if you guys know any details about PILI Fantasy, we'd love to hear about it, because it's a little difficult to tell how these will perform in secondary market. Yes, sir. But I mean, overall, they are nice. Yeah, they look really cool. I do like all of them. Like, I think all of them are going to look sweet in the showroom too. But
yeah, definitely detailed.
Yeah, I feel like people are more likely to buy these than independent artists, even though I don't really. I don't know, that's kind of weird.
Independent artists just steady getting to like brunt end or whatever.
Yeah, but maybe they'll come back at some point. Yeah, let us know if you guys are planning to pick these up, and at what prices? Do you think they're going to be closer to like the prices we were originally thinking, or do you think they're going to be more of the hyped prices because of all the talk that David Yu was talking about? But let me know in the comments down below what you guys are thinking. If you guys like the video, drop a like, subscribe if you want to see more, hit the little bell icon next to the subscribe button if you want to be notified when we post. This is Veve Vision, and we'll see you guys in the next video.
Let's go, OMI homies, let's go, OMI homies, let's go.